Hey guys, Trev just came out with its latest Greater Toronto Area real estate market report. This covers the last 30 days of market activity. You're gonna really read into the data and generate insights that you can use for your decision-making process. Three things. One is the dollar volume of sales in the entire Greater Toronto Area for detached homes. Because that's the highest selling home category. Number two, we are going to look at the pricing. We're going to see where the price is going. And number three, we're going to look at the demand and supply picture, see what's inventory out there, how it's selling, to see what is the gap between demand and supply, to guess the prices that are going to likely unfold in the next few months. First things first, let's talk about the dollar volume sold by month. The bigger the bubbles and more is the dollar volume. So consumers believed that the interest rate hikes are over and we are likely going to see no more increase in interest rate. But that didn't come true because Bank of Canada increased the interest rates after that, right? We started to see the market kind of the bubbles going smaller. And right now we are in the December timeframe and the sales right now is about $2.6 billion compared to $6.3 billion in May, right? That's almost like 40% of that number, 60% reduction. Two factors. One is the interest rates increased, contrary to what people were thinking. And number two is we are seeing some seasonality here because it's December and people are kind of getting ready for the holiday season and nobody wants to really list their homes right now unless they really have to. Let's look at the median price of detached homes in the Greater Toronto Area system. Let's start with actually December of 2022, and this is the bottom here, right? So that's what we are thinking is the bottom because we haven't gone below that number. And from there, we hit a peak in May time frame where the prices went to 1.36 million. That's about, I would say, close to 10% increase. And that's where people were thinking that interest rate hikes are over. But since then, we had more hikes. And you will see that the pricing became quite flat, 1.26 million, 1.25, 1.25, 1.25 from July to October. So pretty flat here. But in the latest report, we are seeing that the market further softened by 2 percentage points. Okay. What do we expect in the future? That we can only tell based on the inventory and the sold data that's out there, and I'll show you that in the next slide. Now, anybody who really wants to have a good grasp of Greater Toronto Area real estate market should understand this chart, and let me show you how to read this chart. What this chart is showing is three main things. One is what is the active inventory, homes for sale right now in the marketplace. Again, we are talking about detached homes only. The second, which is the blue line, the second is the new listings. What are the number of new listings that are coming to the market? And the third is that what are the number of homes sold in the market, right? Which is red. Now, if you can see here, when we look at the overall inventory in the system, we are seeing the inventory, what we had almost at the peak. Look at the last almost 14 months. Blue line, we were at the highest level in September, that inventory, and that inventory is actually gone down, and we are almost going to be there what we were almost like a year or a little bit more than a year ago. We are seeing the inventory is going down. Why is that happening? Because you will see the green line that's going down. That means the new listings are not coming as they were coming before. The overall inventory is going down, and if you look at the sold, this actually looks quite flat here. There is a small dip, but it is quite flat. Now the price, let's talk about the price. The price is a function of demand and supply. The bigger gap between demand and supply, either the price is going to go up or going to go down. So I would say is you just take the gap between these two, and that is what will say the bigger the gap, that means you have a lot of supply here, which is blue, and less demand, which is red, right? The bigger the gap, the softer the price will be, right? Look in the May time frame. This gap was very small, right? So it's getting smaller. That's where we saw the prices go up. in May, because the actual inventory and the sold was coming very close to each other, right? And where are we seeing it right now? Like, look at September. It was the gap was probably the largest we have ever seen. But now, because of lack of inventory and sales are kind of flat, we are seeing this go down and reduce with time. And what we anticipate, this is going to be a further reduction of inventory and the sales will be there. So we anticipate this gap between demand and supply to reduce in favor of price stabilization in the remaining of the year and early next year. We will keep track of this. We have been very closely following these charts and these numbers just to give you insights on where this market might go, and we want you to understand the undercurrent of the market on how it's working so that you can use it to your advantage on when you want to jump in the market, just in case you are sitting on the sidelines right now. So stay tuned for the next report. It's going to come early next year, but in the meantime we'll be reviewing the weekly market reports so that we don't miss any changes in this scenario going forward. This is the quick preview of the Greater Toronto Area real estate market, freehold, especially detached homes, and we'll be back with the next report as soon as it's released in about a month or so. Take care. See you then.